What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I am super excited because we are doing yet another foundation review. I just did a review on the new Urban Decay foundation, so I'll link that somewhere on the screen here, but so many new foundations are coming out that I am very excited about. So I went to Ulta and got the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous foundation. I believe this is going to be available everywhere on the 15th of August, but they have like a little pre-sale thing at Ulta, so I was able to get it at my local Ulta. It was $38 and I'm really excited about this because it's a luminous foundation, which is my personal favorite. I have dry skin, so I love kind of glowy foundations, and it has like most of the claims on the side of the box here. So it's vegan, it's gluten-free, it's alcohol-free, it's supposed to be long wearing, no flashback. I believe they said that it was going to be medium to buildable coverage, and it is your standard 1 fluid ounce. So I'm really excited. The packaging on this is really cute too. I really love this, like this block lettering. I like this a lot. I think I saw somewhere they said that they made the packaging look like this because it's actually meant for like a makeup artist, like in their kit. Like you can easily see the bottle labeled and know what you're grabbing for, which is super cute. And then the other side just says like Anastasia Luminous Foundation, yada yada. I've honestly never been a fan of any of the Anastasia foundations. I feel like the only one I've tried is the stick foundation, and I did not like that. I don't know if they have another foundation, but I wasn't a fan of their stick one. But I'm really excited for this. I have high hopes. Love luminous finishes, medium to buildable coverage, long wearing. I mean, it sounds good on paper, so we're gonna test it today and see if it actually performs well. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all of my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I zoomed you guys in so you can really see my skin as we apply it. I'm gonna be applying it with a beauty blender. That's what I always use to apply my foundations, so we're gonna do the same thing with it today. I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier foundation primer. I know I like this. I don't like to try anything new when I'm trying a new foundation. I like to use stuff that I use a lot, so I know that they work well. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of this primer. It's just gonna work this primer on my face. I forgot to mention shade range. There are 50 different shades in this foundation, which is amazing. And the one that I went with was 335W. My Ulta didn't have all 50. Like either they didn't have them or a lot of them were like sold out. There were slots for them, but there wasn't any foundations in them. So the foundation that I actually thought would have been like perfect for me, they didn't have. So this was like the next closest. So we're gonna hope this works. Obviously we're gonna be matching to my neck, not to my face. All right, so it has a pump, super nice. Gonna just pump some out. I'm gonna start with about, I guess, 2 pumps. Ooh, that's a 1 pump. That's pretty small. So we might need a little bit more than that. That's 1 pump. Oh, the second pump was bigger. So I would say that's like 1.5. We'll do a little half pump to make it a full 2 pumps, and then we can always build up as necessary. So I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender and blend her all out. Not giving me like super full coverage off the bat, I will say that. But again, it's not supposed to be full coverage, it's supposed to be medium, and it does say that you can build it up, so we will test that. But I would say off the bat, it's not giving me a great coverage, so we will be building. The shade looks pretty good in comparison to my neck. And again, if this shade doesn't work, there are 50 other ones that I could try for, so I should be able to find at least something that works. I don't know, upon initial application, I'm kind of like, not sure that I'm loving it. Again though, it's not supposed to be full coverage. I don't know that I would even really call this medium. Like I still have so much redness coming through from this foundation. Like if you guys can see, hopefully my camera picks up on it, but I have a lot of redness in my cheeks and stuff. And most medium coverage foundations cover that. This one didn't really. Like I have still a lot of redness. So yeah. I don't know. We're gonna go in with more to build it up. So there's one other pump. I'm gonna do the whole 2 more pumps. So that would be about 3.5 pumps in total on my face. Or actually no, like 4 I think. All right, let's blend this out, see how they layer. Okay, seems to be layering pretty well. This is definitely giving me more coverage. And it's not like caking up too much, at least not on initial application with them layered up. Like it's layering very easily, which is good. I'm also noticing that even though it is a luminous foundation, it's very much like a natural finish. So I think even if you have oily skin, I wouldn't be scared of this because it's not like super glowy or luminous. Like there are definitely more glowy foundations that I've tried before. So I do think people of all skin types could use this. It's not like overly glowy or dewy or anything like that. All right, so it did definitely build up nicely. Now I would say it's definitely medium to full coverage, and it doesn't look super cakey or anything on my skin, especially for the amount of foundation that I used. I will say the pump size on this I do find to be a little bit smaller than like a typical pump size as far as the product that it like disperses out. So maybe that's what's skewing it off a little bit, the fact that I had to use 4 pumps. Like maybe it would be closer to like 3 pumps of a different foundation. I'm not sure, because I don't love that I had to use so much foundation to get the coverage I desire. You know, I understand that it's not full coverage, but I feel like a medium coverage foundation should be able to cover like redness, where this one I did need that extra layer. But overall, I do think it looks nice on my skin upon application. I am going to be wearing it throughout the day. It's pretty early, for me at least today. It is 9:58, so almost 10 a.m. So I'm going to be wearing it all throughout the day. I'm going to go finish the rest of my makeup now and go on throughout my day and check in with you guys to let you know how I'm liking the foundation and how it's wearing on my skin. So I will see you in a little bit. Hello, you guys. So it is just after 1:30. I'm going to go over to the window so I can get natural lighting so you guys can really see, because I feel like this shows kind of what's going on best. Hello to Steven's laundry behind me. Let me just cover that up with my shoulder. But this is what the foundation has been looking like. And honestly, I feel like I like it better now than I did when I first applied it. I feel like when I first applied it, I was just thrown off by the fact that it wasn't covering and I had to use a lot of it to get the coverage that I like. But I also have to remember, like, this is not a full coverage foundation. It is only supposed to be medium coverage, but I just did expect it to be a little bit more coverage being medium, because there are other medium coverage foundations that I use all the time that I like, that give me more coverage. But I do think that it's wearing very, very nicely on my skin. I think it looks very nice. The color hasn't changed or shifted at all, which I like. Hasn't really settled into any fine lines. I'm gonna do nice up close because you guys seem to like this in my last video. It is emphasizing my texture a little bit, like especially in this area. It's nothing crazy. A lot of foundations do that on me. And I mean, I do have the texture there. That's not the foundation's fault. But aside from that, I do actually really think that it's wearing nicely. I was nervous, since it is a luminous finish, that it was going to settle into my fine lines, but it really didn't, because a lot of like dewy kind of luminous foundations settle really badly. But this one still looks really, really nice. I haven't been wearing it for too long, only a couple hours now. So I'm definitely going to check in with you guys at least once more. But so far, I am actually liking it. I feel like more than when I first applied it. And I do think that it's wearing really nicely. So I'll see you guys soon. All right, you guys. So I am back with my final check-in. I brought you back into my studio so you guys could see me under the same lighting that we initially applied the foundation with. It is 6:04 p.m. So I have just reached the 8-hour mark of wearing this foundation. To be completely honest with you guys, I don't love this foundation, but I don't hate it either. And I hate when I'm in between on products like this, because then I feel like it's really hard for you as the viewer to determine whether or not this would be a foundation that you want to try. The best advice that I can give you guys, if you're looking for a foundation that still allows your natural skin to pop through, but is going to be long wearing, I think this would be a great foundation for you. If you're looking for something that's going to be full coverage and give a really flawless look to your skin, this is probably not the foundation for you. The foundation lasted very well on my skin. That's one thing I can absolutely say about it. I feel like my skin still looks great. And as the day went on, I liked the foundation more and more. So the longevity on this foundation is 100% there. It still looks really, really nice. I am going to zoom you guys in a little bit more so I can show you this area of my face, because it did definitely emphasize texture and pores. So if you guys see right in this area, the foundation definitely emphasized my texture and pores more than typical foundations do. That may be because of the amount of product that I used, because typically I would never use 4 pumps of the foundation, but that's how much of this foundation I really needed to be able to get the coverage that I wanted. But if you guys see, like, I'll kind of pan on my face, it still does look really, really nice. So it lasted a really long time, and with the 4 pumps, it did give me a beautiful full coverage look to my skin, and it did build very well. I just don't want to have to use 4 pumps of foundation. Like, I feel like I will go through this so fast using that many pumps of it, and at $38 you don't want to do that. But I would definitely give this foundation an A+ in the longevity category. It still looks really well on my skin. It wore really well. It literally looks like I've had this on for like 2 hours, not 8, and it didn't settle very badly into fine lines or anything. Like, my smile lines still look pretty good. Forehead still looks pretty good. It just really emphasized like pores and texture in this area. I zoomed you guys back out so we're not all up close and personal for the whole rest of the outro of the video, but I do also really like the luminous finish of this foundation. And as I said before, regardless if your skin is dry or it's oily, I still think that you can wear this foundation because it is not overly dewy or oily on the skin. It just sits really nicely. I do have dry skin and my skin doesn't feel dry. It feels very comfortable on my skin even though I do have so much of the product on. So yeah, I mean, my biggest gripe is just the coverage part of it, but again, it's not supposed to be full coverage. I understand that, but that is just what keeps me from saying that this foundation is like amazing and I really, really love it, because I just personally look for in foundation something that can cover up my redness more than this foundation did with less pumps. Like, I don't want to have to use 4 pumps every day. So yeah, those are kind of my unbiased thoughts, you guys. I mean, I am not on Anastasia's PR list. I don't think I ever will be after this video probably, but I know people will probably get angry because I know a lot of people really love the brand and love all of their products. I really love the brand and love a lot of their products. It's just this foundation for me, I didn't find to be earth shattering. And I feel like it's partially almost my my fault because I always kind of hype up in my head Anastasia products because I know they have very good quality and they're typically really, really good products. So I always think they're going to be like earth shattering. And I feel like this foundation wasn't earth shattering for me, but it wasn't terrible either. And I know I may get some backlash for this, but this is just my genuine opinion on the product. One thing I do find to definitely be unique about this foundation is the fact that even though it's a luminous finish and will let your natural skin air through, it lasts really, really well. Like typically foundations that are a little bit lighter coverage and have luminous finishes don't last super well, where this one definitely really did. And from that perspective, I do think it's a really great foundation if that's something that you're looking for. But if you're looking for something that's going to be luminous and really cover and be long wearing, I would probably look elsewhere. So yeah, those are kind of my final thoughts. Let me know down below if you guys have tried this foundation and what you think about it. I would love to hear. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!